What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today we have some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. NBA Playgrounds has sold over 500,000 copies worldwide since it launched back in May. So NBA Playgrounds has been a pretty big hit for Saber Interactive since launch, breaking 500,000 units sold across all platforms. And remember, those platforms are PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. A specific breakdown of platform sales were not mentioned, though it's done very well on the eShop charts lately. So here's a statement from Saber CEO Matt Karch on the matter. NBA Playgrounds has been a labor of love for us at Saber. It's so hugely gratifying to see the game strike a chord. Its success has paved the way for us to consider creating other arcade-style sports titles. We've worked tirelessly since release to refine the game and deliver the free content we promised, and we're going to keep supporting it. I want to thank the community for their ongoing feedback, specifically for players on the Nintendo Switch who had to wait so long for the full experience they deserve. So that is very nice of him to mention the Switch there. He could have not said anything at all. We don't know the breakdown, but like I did say, the Switch eShop charts did show NBA Playgrounds, I think, still in the top 20 or so, and even in the top 10 for quite some time with no online play. Now online play's in there, maybe it makes a little bit jump right back in there. Obviously, it's only $20 for an NBA Jam style game, and I think that it has a lot of improvements over that, especially with the evolving content they're going to be bringing to it. Now, what we do know is that there is another hot update that they've titled coming out to the Nintendo Switch in addition to other platforms. Just like they said that there's going to be 33 new players in total. They're going to have people like J.R. Smith added to the roster, Chris Paul, dominators from eras like before in the 2000s like Baron Davis and Tim Duncan, old school legends Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. So that's pretty cool. That's a lot of big hitters coming to the game with this new 33 players. Plus, with the new update, they're also going to make sure that you don't get as much duplicates players, because that's pretty annoying when you get a duplicate player. Nobody likes getting that when you open up a pack and there's like 2 or 3 duplicates and it just gives you XP to a character that might already be maxed for you. So yeah, definitely that's not good. So they're going to patch that up so that doesn't happen as often. Plus, there's going to be that 3-point contest and a lot of other cool stuff. Better rebounding system, because the game desperately needs a better rebounding system, and friend matches, which we haven't gotten friend invites or anything like that. Maybe there's friend matches, but invites have not been in the game, so they're definitely going to add that in. So yeah, a lot of great stuff coming to NBA Playgrounds. I reviewed the game, or basically shut off content beforehand, live streamed, and it is fun. It's a great game. I do like it. I do suggest buying it on Switch now at this point, since we do know that the online's on there. It's going to be getting this update. It seems like they've worked with Nintendo in order to not have issues going forward in the future when it comes to the update patches. So I'm hoping with this newest update, with the 33 players and all the new stuff, 3-point contest, that it doesn't take super long to come to the Switch, because they have worked out whatever issues they were having with file sizes or anything like that have been worked out with Nintendo. So awesome stuff there. Let me know what you guys think about NBA Playgrounds and this statement here. 500,000 copies sold, and I just did a little bit of basic math. That's well over $9 million or so if you're charging $19.99. Obviously, they don't get the full cut of that, but it is at least $9 million or so far. So if you think about it, the rest of the year, they can definitely push past that 10 million mark. Not sure how much this game costs for them to develop, but I'm pretty sure they're profiting off of it. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Koei Tecmo says that the Nintendo Switch and PS4 are revitalizing the market for them. So Koei Tecmo is doing quite well. Obviously, they have a variety of games from the Warrior style games. They got Fire Emblem Warriors coming out, plus they have stuff like Knights of Azure 2 for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS Vita. And now that they're saying that, hey, the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch are definitely revitalizing things for us, in a recent company financial meeting, the company said that they owe their current fortune to both the success of the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch, and they see both platforms as revitalizing the market. So let's hope that that continues for more years to come. Obviously, we've got big games coming from Koei Tecmo this year for the Nintendo Switch, such as Knights of Azure 2, like I said, and Fire Emblem Warriors as well. Plus, they said that they have other games that are in development for the system that they have not revealed yet. So this is going to be very interesting. Obviously, the PS4 is the worldwide leader when it comes to system sales. The PS4 is just a beast. It's like heading towards like 70 million units or something like that. And yeah, obviously, if you have that many systems out there, you're definitely going to be able to sell your games. Japan not doing quite as hot, although it's doing okay. It's doing okay, but not quite as hot as some of the other platforms like the 3DS has done in the past. and even like with the PS3 at some times, or even the PS2. Obviously the PS2 did much better, but still the worldwide sales, as Japanese companies have said that, hey, we need to reach out a little bit more to the Western areas for our game sales. The PS4 is obviously huge in America, huge in Europe, and they've been able to sell a lot of their Warrior-style games on the PS4, so I'm really happy for them for that. But obviously for the Nintendo Switch, Knights of the Zerd 2 is going to be very big for us as far as a new game that's coming from a good developer. I really like the fact that Koei Tecmo is doing well based off the PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and hopefully that continues on and we get more awesome games, because the better Koei Tecmo does, obviously, the more games they can fund and the more stuff that we can get. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Koizumi from Nintendo says that the Nintendo Switch's success is half expected and half surprising. Talks about the development of Mario and the Zelda differences between the developers and everything. So this month's issue of Edge had a cover dedicated to Super Mario Odyssey, and there was a ton of stuff to go over about the game itself, but it does have a nice interview with Nintendo's EPD general producer Yoshiaki Koizumi. One of the topics Koizumi covered was the fact that the Nintendo Switch was such a big success. Regarding the console's performance, here's what Koizumi had to say on the matter. Quote, "It's half expected and half surprising. I always feel a certain amount of confidence in my work, and I imagine a lot of different scenarios. The one that's come to fruition was one of the better ones I was imagining. We wanted people to have more time to play games." I do want to talk about this briefly before I go into what he had to say about Mario and other things, and yes, I agree, because I just don't have as much time to play games as much as I would like, and now with the Nintendo Switch, you can definitely find time to kind of fit games in there anywhere in the house, anywhere where you go out. Heck, there was one time I was waiting on food for a pickup, and I had my Nintendo Switch right there. I always bring it whenever I have to go out and get food and stuff like that. So it's an awesome device. Obviously, more people are liking the fact that you can play games anytime, anywhere you want, and that it actually lasts long enough. There's enough quality games that are coming out for the system, big third-party games that are coming, such as like Skyrim as well, Knights of the Zerd 2 like we talked about, and more will come as the Switch gains popularity and gets more sales, plus obviously what people are buying it for. The main reason is big first-party titles like Super Mario Odyssey coming, Xenoblade. We obviously have ARMS, Mario Kart, Zelda. Those are the reasons why people are buying the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, it's really awesome to see. It's half expected, half surprising. You know, I'm not too surprised after everything that they've actually put out. When I first saw that huge lineup of games for the first year, I was like, yo, this thing's going to be pretty successful, because that lineup is pretty dope. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening there. So it's good for everyone involved that the Nintendo Switch is selling so well. Now moving on, Koizumi did talk about the Mario games and how they're conceived. So, quote, "Mario games begin development with not just one idea, but many. You'll have some ideas from previous projects that you weren't able to incorporate into the final product, and maybe a few new ideas. Once you put them all together, you start to see a little bit of a vision about how the game is going to look and play as a whole. Once you have enough of those, you can start prototyping each of those. Play them and see which ones naturally fall out because they don't fit or aren't as much fun. Before long, you'll have a game concept that is starting to define itself," which is awesome that he says that. And yeah, that's something that we've seen before. For example, Super Mario Galaxy 2, that was supposed to be like an expansion pack to the original Super Mario Galaxy, but they thought of so many new ideas that they didn't put into the first game. They just said, heck, let's just call it Super Mario Galaxy 2. Let's just put a bunch of new stuff in there and make it a whole new game. And I'm glad they did, because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is amazing and one of my favorite games of all time. Now moving on to the last bit as far as what Koizumi had to say, he talked about the design differences between The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey. So The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, and here's what he had to say on the matter. Quote, "In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's a wide variety of open space. There's a lot of emphasis on seeing a faraway location and think about how you might get there. But in Super Mario Odyssey, the space is more compact. The goals and the kind of actions you use are more about the things that are right in front of you and how they will interact. Obviously, you have the Cappy hat to where you can interact and take over people doing that way, possess them, Geist style and stuff. You have all the different 2D parts where you go into like a pipe and then you're on the wall. There's just so much variety as far as what Super Mario Odyssey is doing. It's a very different game compared to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and there's been a lot of talk among Nintendo fans like what's going to get Game of the Year for them. Like, is it going to be Super Mario Odyssey or is it going to be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Because on one hand, you have Super Mario Odyssey, which is going to run at a pretty much rock solid 60 frames per second or very close to that. Looks great. It has so many new ideas. It's pretty much a revitalization of the Mario single player experience. You have that. It's going to be a great game. And you have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which launched with a lot more issues than Mario's probably going to have, but is so innovative and unique for the Zelda franchise. It's like, man, you have just these two titans of games. So overall, obviously they're very different types of games. They're developed differently. They have different focuses, but it's going to be interesting to see if people out there give Super Mario Odyssey the game of the year over Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because pretty much everyone's saying Breath of the Wild is the game of the year, best Zelda game of all time, or one of the best Zelda games of all time, and I have to agree. It's my favorite Zelda game of all time, and so far it's my game of the year. Right now it's my game of the year by far. It's a fantastic and amazing game. I've already talked about how good the game is, so let me know what you guys think about all this here. Are you hyped for Super Mario Odyssey? Obviously we do have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Ballad DLC coming out, so there's still more content coming. So yeah, good time to be a Nintendo Switch owner. So much good stuff coming, so much good news. So let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, ARMS, and so much more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. Also hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.